Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Rose Design Studio and our couch conversations at the studio. Excited to have you join us today. We just finished a microgreens workshop, which was phenomenal. I will let our guests tell you more. And I say our guest, but this is also a friend. I would like to introduce Monique Steele Powell.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, so she was our instructor for today. And want to remind you, though, that these are our informal conversations. This is not scripted. She'll let you know. I kind of pulled her in and said, hey, since you're here,
Not
can we
scripted
can we
at all.
can we have a couch conversation, please? And so she was up for it, and I really appreciate that, Monique.
Yeah, anytime.
And so, as you know, like here we are all about creativity, connection, and community. And I think that today's workshop was really an epitome of that. It really exemplified that because it was all about being able to kind of create this garden of sorts. It was the connection between yourself, other people, and also some of the food that you eat,
Right.
and then the community, because there's a community aspect that goes along with Southern Greens and Leafy Things, which is a nonprofit organization. So I said enough. I want to allow Monique to tell you a little bit about herself and how she got involved with microgreens. Monique?
Yeah, well, thank you, Nana, for having me and being the host for the Microgreens class today. And what it was the title was starting the new year off on a new note or
Yeah,
something.
growing new things in the
Growing
new year.
growing new things in the new year. And so microgreens. So actually the organization, as Nana mentioned, is Southern Greens and Leafy Things, Urban Farmers, and it was started in 2023. And it really was after just much prayer, thinking about ways to contribute in the community. I thought about for a long time starting a nonprofit, and it just came to being that I felt like God was telling me people need to know how to grow food. And I've been gardening since around 2018, actually, for my children, and I really got intrigued with it and just captivated by it as things started to grow and as things die as well, trying to figure out why they die. And so that sparked, what I think this really could be my lane to really reach out in the community and start something special. And so in 2023, that's when Southern Green started, out of just the mission of really educating people on how to grow food.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Yeah.
And I know that through doing that, you have been at different markets. I know she even volunteered for my daughter's Girl Scout troop, and they got a chance to
Yeah.
come out and learn not necessarily about microgreens, but just about gardening in general. Because
Right.
there's so much, and I learned a lot from her about what zone you're in and what to plant and when to plant, and the attendees today got to learn a lot of that too. So I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. So
Right.
Monique, you have, Southern Greens and Leafy Things, Urban Farmers. Tell us some other things that you do as well.
Yeah. So in addition to that, I mean, I am a mom. I have two great little boys. Well, they're actually kind of preteen. I'm also a lawyer, so do a lot of corporate law work and just enjoy working in the community and other aspects as well. And I think, as Nana mentioned with our microgreens class, that really allowed Southern Greens to really be a steward in the community, because we can be at farmers markets and we do workshops, and microgreens is something that people can grow in their homes. So they're really intrigued by it and curious by it. And so it's just another avenue for us to be able to help people understand how to grow food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said something really important because sometimes people think they have to have a garden, like a whole yard. And
Right.
one of the great things about microgreens is you can grow them on your windowsill, right?
Yeah,
Like just
right. You
in your
can
house.
you can grow them on your windowsill. We're actually, microgreens work very well indoors, and so people don't have to be intimidated by, I don't have enough space, or I live in an apartment, I don't have a patio to grow. You can literally, whatever space that you have in whether your apartment, whether your home, that is well lit, you can grow food. And that's what we really want to reach people at all levels, to let them know that you can grow food in a variety of different ways. It doesn't have to be in a garden setting or
Okay.
in a raised bed. Yeah.
Okay. You know what's interesting is as I was kind of posting about the event, I saw someone post a question that I'd like to post to you.
Uh oh.
I know, sorry, there was
Another
no,
impromptu.
but I know you know the answer. I
Okay,
just know
okay,
it. I just
okay,
know it.
okay.
And the question someone said, or maybe it was a statement, it was, why are microgreen seeds so expensive? And I remember you
Mm.
telling me something a little contrary to that. So,
Actually, so if you purchase in bulk, it can be pretty inexpensive, and it really is. I mean, the average probably 16 ounces or a pound probably could be around $20, right?
okay,
Plus tax. But you think you get thousands of seeds,
okay,
thousands of seeds. So if you typically, like, even if you get seeds, prime example, you can get the premier seed somewhere like Amazon, but you can also go in your HEB, your local HEB. They don't have to be expensive. For like $1.83, you can get
okay,
a same amount of poundage of mustard greens or even coriander, which is cilantro. So it just depends on where you're trying to find them and the quality as well.
okay.
In the HEB, those mustard greens seeds, because they're in the international food section, and people of other ethnicities use a variety of different seeds, culinary wise, and so they are like really like a food. So they're like
Mm-hmm.
a $1.83, and they're not sold as seeds to grow food. They're
Okay.
sold as the food, but you still can, you know, kind of use it as like your, what is it, kind of your hack, so to speak.
Ah, I love
Mhm.
that. Now that was
Mhm.
great. I
Right.
don't think people think about that. Maybe when they're thinking microgreens, I need microgreen seeds,
Seeds.
and
Right.
so that's all that you think of. You need it has to be that
Right.
specific,
Right.
and maybe people are like, I don't want to spend that much, and not necessarily considering, like you said, how many seeds you may get. But then
Right.
you
Also
get
going
told us
to,
though.
yeah, also
Y'all
going to
hear that?
your local grocery store, and even a young lady had mentioned going into a Indian grocery store, because
Mm-hmm.
they have a lot of different seeds that they utilize for culinary purposes, but
Yes.
those seeds are still seeds that you can plant as microgreens or in the ground and get a harvest. So,
Oh.
yeah, great hack. Don't tell too many people about it.
Right. No, that
Yeah.
is wonderful. I knew you would have an answer to that, and I
Yeah.
didn't answer the person because I was like, I don't think I think you can find some, but I really didn't know where to tell
Right.
them. So, no, thank you for sharing that. I think
Yeah.
that's awesome. And so I know I caught you last minute, but I just really wanted to get the opportunity to introduce. Is there anything that you want to share
Yeah.
about the organization or anything else in
Yeah,
general?
yeah, we're here for the community. If you're looking for a workshop near you, definitely let us know. Let Nana know, and she can let me know. And we're just here to teach. That, I mean, no one should be intimidated about growing food. I think we all, it's a really a great gift that we've been given to be able to grow food. So we just, as an organization, want everybody to have that opportunity. And Nana, I appreciate you allowing us to have the opportunity to have a workshop here. So definitely thank you.
No, thank you. I think one of the things too is always trying to provide areas that people can learn and grow in.
Right.
And I love trying new and different things. Monique is why I'm into microgreens. She has my daughter into microgreens, so that says a lot, y'all.
Yeah, the kids love
Yes.
microgreens. Don't sleep on microgreens. Like, I think because they are not so intimidating, because they are small, and they are,
Yeah.
you can put them in a little cup, add your favorite dressing. They love it. Like, we just did this class and they were
Yes.
waiting for the
They were waiting
leftovers.
for, but now one more thing. Now that you were saying
Hmm.
that, how do you use your microgreens?
Great question. So I love to saute microgreens, because they do come in a variety of brassicas that you could just normally saute, like,
Brassicas?
meaning, oh, very good, very good. Meaning your mustard greens, your collard greens, your red cabbage, your turnips. So any of those types of greens, you normally would cook those. So I love to
Okay.
saute them. I also love just to eat them raw with, and we had some of the dressing today. Add a little sesame oil to a nice vinaigrette dressing. So that's my favorite way of eating the microgreens.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that. And I think you may have touched on it, but also the nutrients that you find in the
yeah.
microgreens versus, I guess, I'm probably not using the right terminology, the full grown or
No,
full.
that's correct.
Okay. Can
Yeah.
you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So microgreens actually have at least 40 times more nutrients than the full grown mature plant. So and the Department of Agriculture did a study back some years ago, which shows all these great robust nutrient value that you could get in a densely even just in a 10 by 20 is just densely populated with a lot of nutrients. And so that's why it really should be a push for people to eat microgreens, because they're so easy to grow, and you can get your nutrients densely packed in, and you can put them on anything, right? We just
Hmm.
mentioned how I like to saute them, but you can put them in a smoothie. And most of these seeds of different varieties can be microgreens. The only exception would be something like what you wouldn't eat the leaves off of,
Okay.
like a tomato plant, or yeah, or what else? Yeah, nightshade. You
Okay.
typically wouldn't eat a potato leaves. So unless it's, as we know, sweet potato. Look at her, she knows, she knows. See, so you just had most varieties you can have as a microgreen. But there are some varieties that just make sense just to grow in a raised bed and eat the fruit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thank you for sharing that too, because I know when I had my tray and I was growing my microgreens, I like to. There's a commercial or a particular item that says you put that on everything. After
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
that,
You
I put it on
can.
everything. I had it on my eggs. If you make
Yeah.
spaghetti, you just sprinkle it in
Mm-hmm.
there, or if there's some kind of stew or sauce, and
Yeah.
my husband was none the wiser. I would just get some microgreens, and I would
Yeah.
just go cut them and just sprinkle them on.
Yeah. And I
So
love my favorite is cilantro. I use cilantro. I know it's kind of love hate relationship with cilantro for some people, but I love cilantro and I put it on everything. You spaghetti, whatever I can find of soups, cilantro is gonna be in it, and so it's a great microgreen as well.
that's awesome. I think we could probably talk about microgreens all day, so we'll probably
Yeah,
have to come back with a part two.
yeah.
But I really do want to thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you.
I love what you're doing.
I
I
appreciate
love
it.
that it's introducing people to something they may not have thought of even trying, much less growing on their own.
Right.
And it gets some of the kids involved as well. So it's really a wonderful thing. Plus, just your knowledge on gardening overall, I think is just wonderful. So if you haven't, I will drop it in the comments or in the post about where you can find Southern Greens and Leafy Things Urban Farmers. They are a nonprofit organization, so of course, if you want to donate, we always welcome that. And stay tuned. I know we'll probably have another workshop in what is this in Q2, I guess we'll
Yeah.
say.
Right.
But just definitely stay tuned, and we look forward to seeing you again at the studio. Take care. Bye.